Can't do this with an AK or M4. Yeah, slap. Boom. Still slapping. I'll slap you, your gun. Bam, do it right. In, slap, engage. What's up everybody, it's DesertFox, back with another straight out of the box. This is the video series in which I get a gun from an airsoft manufacturer or retailer and unbox it in front of you, give you my honest opinions, all while listening to subtle rap music. Today we're going to be looking at the H&K fully licensed MP5A4 and MP5A5 from Elite Force. Let's start with the A4. On the outside of the box we've got the H&K logo, big bold letters, no compromise. On the side of the box we've got a nice description of some features and a picture of the gun itself, so you know what's inside the box. Inside the box itself, the gun is held in place with some styrofoam blocks and covered in plastic. Keeps it protected from that long boat trip from overseas, from airsoft land. Get that plastic out of here. Oh, that feels good. That feels solid. Also wrapped in plastic and inside a box. And it is a high cap. This high cap should hold about 200 BBs. Also in the box we have the warranty card, a number to call in case you need service or repair. Got some literature from Elite Force, what's in your mag, all their social medias, and we have a manual. It's a black and white manual. Actually, no, it's a 3-color manual. Again, it is very imperative for airsoft manufacturers to include a manual. There's a lot of new people coming into the game and they may not know how to use a gun or have ever used an airsoft gun ever before, or a real gun for that matter. So having a manual to explain how all this works is super helpful. Now let's take a look inside the MP5A5 box. I would imagine it's pretty much the same. It's the A4, and it is. The gun is held in place with some styrofoam blocks and is wrapped in a plastic bag. Again, we've got high capacity magazine. Come on. It should be a high capacity magazine. Let's not jump to conclusions. Yep, high cap mag. I just want to point out this gun is in here solid. Like, okay, even though I've taken the box out, when this is traveling, it's not shaking around, it's not going to get rattled. It is firmly secure in place and covered, which is excellent because a lot of these guns are coming on a boat. Obviously, there's lots of water around a boat, so you want to make sure this is protected from said water. Whew, again, gun feels really solid, just holding it straight out of the box. Put that mag in, set that down, see what else is in here. Huh, I did not notice a de-jamming rod in either box. So if these are your first airsoft guns, you're not gonna get a de-jamming rod apparently. Let's see, is there one in here? Did I miss it? Nope. Strange. Usually Elite Force is really good about de-jamming rods. In this bag, also same thing. We've got some literature on Elite Force, the number to call in case your gun needs service or repair, and the user manual. Will you stand? Please? Whoa, it's standing, but that's kind of precarious. Okay, we'll just set you down. We're gonna start with the MP5A4. From the front to rear, we've got our federally mandated orange tip. This orange tip, however, is just a little bit different. This is a 14mm negative threading. Moving down the gun, we've got our front sight. We've got our mock charging handle for all the HK slaps. Woo! The upper receiver and barrel assembly is metal. The lower receiver is nylon polymer. Our rear peephole sight, that is fully adjustable. Spin it around for the correct distance. And we've got our selector switch, safe, semi, fully automatic. Our buttstock, which is also polymer, have a lever style magazine release. Trigger guard and pistol grip are all contained into the lower receiver, so it's all one solid piece. We've got a sling attachment point to the front and on the rear of the gun. If we pull back our mock charging handle, it shows us the hop up. And the hop up system inside the MP5 is a slider style hop up. We're gonna have to consult the manual to see which way gives us more hop and less hop. Time for another HK slap. On the top of the upper receiver, there is the area to install a claw mount rail system so you can attach an optic to the top of the gun. Let's break the manual out and see where the battery goes in the A4. The manual for the A4 and the A5 are exactly the same, so I only need to consult one manual for both guns. On the A4, the battery is in the stock. To access it, you're going to push out on this body pin here at the bottom of the stock. Push it out, then pull out on the stock from the receiver, and that shows you your battery space. You can also see the MOSFET and fuse, and it shows us that the gun is wired to small Tamiya. I do like the battery being in this stock. Gives it ample room. We've got several batteries here. We've got Titan Power 11.1. It's a little nunchuck one. They do make it in a dual nunchuck, so if you're looking for more milliamps, you can get one of those. Let's put a battery in this and give it a test fire. I know these guns have Avalon internals, and the Avalon internals are super crisp and they shoot well, and they just shoot really nice. So I'm really excited to finally get my hands on these MP5s and fire them and get them on the field and trick them out. These are just such iconic and fun guns. Take the mag out, got our iPro on, safety first, safe to semi, point in the safe direction, and test fire. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah. Just a really snappy, crisp trigger. Oop. A little slow down there. All right, let's try full auto. Very nice. There's a little bit of slowdown on semi. Oh, maybe that was just me not squeezing the trigger all the way. It's good though, it's real good. All right, we don't need to worry about battery space inside this stock. There's ample enough space for a battery. You can use a giant brick if you wanted to. Just do everything in reverse to put the stock back on, slide it on. It can only slide on one way. Once the stock is firmly slid back on to the upper and lower receiver, take your body pin and insert it back in. And there's no real right or wrong way to put this body pin in. The push out could be on either side, it does not matter. Now the A5 is just a little bit different. Most notably, the A5 comes with a retractable stock, and the battery compartment is here in the front handguard. Other than that, we have mostly all of the same features that we have in the A4, including HK slap. That's never gonna get old. For me at least, for me. Yeah. Let's see what batteries are gonna fit here in the handguard of the A5. To access the battery compartment, again, push out on the front body pin here toward the front of the gun, just behind the first sling attachment point. Pull down and then pull out. That'll reveal your battery connector. Again, once again, it's a small Tamiya. And here in the battery compartment space, we can see the connectors and the inline MOSFET along with your fuse. Let's see if this Titan Power 7.4 will fit inside the handguard. Let's test fire this first, actually. What do you sound like with a 7.4? Well, this battery's really low, that's for sure. Okay, let's shoot you with this fully charged at 11.1. Point in the safe direction. Okay, much better. Yeah, that 7.4 is dying. Yes. Feels good, man. Oop. Got a little bit of overspin, I think. Or it wasn't clicked into semi all the way. The nicest thing that I've noticed so far from these MP5s that differentiate it from other versions of MP5s out there is the clicking on the selector switch is firm and positive. With other MP5s, the selector switch over time starts to float around. Even like the first couple uses, this switch will just float, and it's normally the first thing to break on an MP5. Not the case on this Elite Force MP5. Like, I actually kind of struggle to get it into position, but once it's locked into position, it's in there. Say you're in full auto and you're just going ham, it's not gonna slide down to semi and all of a sudden you're just squeezing one BB off. That's one great overall improvement that Umarex Elite Force has done over lots of other MP5s out there. So the test fire was great. Again, let's get back to trying to fit this 7.4 Titan inside the Elite Force A5 handguard. Whoop. All right, it's in there, but I can't move it back to get the body pin back in. That loud popping noise was the plastic. There's like little grooves or hinges on the side that just like grab onto the gun, and it's pretty much just kind of clamped over it. It's on there and it's definitely not gonna come off. If you were on the field and you really wanted to just use a particular battery with this gun, you could snap it on. Most of the time you're gonna be holding the gun by the handguard anyway. I mean, I'm sure there are a few of you that are gonna be holding it like this. Still though, if anything does happen, this front piece is gonna be right in front of you, so you're gonna see it happen before your eyes. So you're not gonna lose the handguard or the battery or anything. But the 7.4 lithium ion Titan does fit. So, I mean, I could use it like this. I don't know if I would recommend that. Let's see how hard it is to get it off though. Let's say you want to make sure the battery fits properly. Elite Force does have this small 11.1 that should fit. Man, I am really struggling with this handguard. Yeah, man. And it's not so much of an issue for space. It's just an issue of fandangling this thing in here. Get on it. There we go. Oh, geez. That's not good. Wire came undone. So we plug that back in. Okay, what if I hold you like that and then try to slide you on? Still gotta snap this handguard on here. I'm like forcing it, but I don't want to because I don't want to break the plastic handguard. There we go. Oh, this is also not lining up, surprisingly. What? And okay, there we go. Still a snug fit with the Elite Force 11.1, but I was able to get the body pin back through the handguard. And I think this battery's has some juice. Oh, all right, battery's got some juice in it. Heck yeah. We're gonna just leave that battery in there for the test fire. Let's test the high caps, make sure they work. I took a quick peek at the manual, see how many BBs these hold. These high caps hold 250 BBs. And to test the high cap function, I've got Elite Force 0.25 grams. Just gonna fill that up a little bit. Okay, to use the high cap, the access door is toward the rear of the top of the magazine. Simply flip up, pour the BBs into this reservoir. When it's filled up, you're gonna rotate this wheel until you feel tension, or if the magazine is out of the gun. You can see the BBs here at the top. All right, and then I'm gonna release the follower and BB should shoot out, showing us that the high cap is working. The high cap's working. All right, so that's one high cap working. Let's try the next one. I'm just gonna transfer the BBs from this magazine to the other magazine. All right, that should be enough BBs. Spilled like half of them on the table and myself. Okay, making sure the second high cap works. BBs have come up to the top. Keep going until I feel some tension. All right, got some tension. BBs have shot out. High caps work. All right, 2 for 2 on working high caps. Now this may not seem like a big deal to someone who has multiple airsoft guns, but if you're getting your first airsoft gun ever, you probably only have this one magazine. And if it doesn't work out of the box, you basically just can't shoot until you get a working mag. Let's take a quick peek at the manual and see which way gives us hop up and no hop up on the slider. All right, on page 8 of the manual, it shows us pushing the slider back this way toward the rear of the gun gives us more hop, and pushing it forward toward the front of the gun gives us less hop. Also included for the hop up, it shows you how to access the hop up. Here on the diagram, it says pull and lock. Then it also gives you a nice diagram of the correct trajectory of the BB. Well, this thing's back again. You know what that means. We've already got a battery inside the A5. I'm gonna put the Titan Power 11.1 lithium ion back in the A4, and then we're gonna head outside, chrono, and test fire. All right, got the Elite Force MP5A4 loaded up with Elite Force 0.25 gram BBs. First shot through the chrono.
243, what? There we go, that's more like it. 339.2 feet per second at 1.336 joules. 341, 338, 340, 337, 338, 337, 339, 338, 339. All right, we've got a constant 1.3 joules at about 335 to 339 feet per second with the A4. The A5 still has the Elite Force 11.1 LiPo battery in it. First shot through the chrono, 340 at 1.346 joules, 338, 342, 339, 344. Kind of an up and down with this gun right now. 342, 339, 341, 342. All right, so we're going 339, 341, 42, but at a constant 1.3 joules.
Target test fire time. First up, we're using the MP5A5. We'll be shooting the targets to the left. This is hop up unadjusted, and the battery is still the Titan Power Lithium Ion 11.1. And just a reminder, this is hop up unadjusted. High cap, well, high cap ran out. Let's wind it again. There we go. All right, let's put a burst of full auto into that man-sized target to the left. Ooh, full auto's nice. Yeah, the full auto on these are really nice. All right, let's switch over to the MP5A5 now, and we will engage the targets on the right-hand side. Once again, hop up unadjusted. Now the MP5A5 still has the Elite Force 11.1 LiPo in it. Nice. High cap skipping a little bit. Let's give it a little wind. And we'll put a full auto burst into the target on the right. Man, that full auto is so nice with BBs. Let's give it a little distance shot. Yeah, the hop up on this definitely needs to be adjusted. Let's kind of give it that. Slide the slider back a little bit. See if we can get some more hop. All right, adjusted the hop up a little bit. There we go. Okay, the hop up definitely seems to be functioning on the A4 or A5. Let's test the hop up on the A4. See how much hop up we can give it. See if this BB goes straight up in the air. Oh yeah, it's flying. It's pulling up way high. It's almost going over the fence. All right, so the hop up is working on both MP5s. Oh yeah, definitely. Sweet. HK slap. Final thoughts on the H&K MP5A5. Oh yikes, that audio quality's really bad. So what you just heard was the onboard audio from the camera. For some reason, my lapel mic was not recording during the first final thoughts, so I'm coming back around and giving you guys better audio quality, and I'm also gonna kind of surmise better what I had talked about previous. So final thoughts once again on the Elite Force MP5A4 and MP5A5. First off, the quality of the build externally. The guns feel great out of the box. When you pick this up, there's no squeaking, there's no bending. It just feels really solid. For a gun that's half metal and half polymer, that's pretty hard to accomplish just because those two materials don't really mesh well sometimes. I've used previous versions of MP5s and it felt like the gun was just gonna fall apart if I dropped it. The plastic handguard and the lower receiver on both the A4 and the A5 feel solid. Battery compartment space, particularly for the A4, is ample and easy to access. The A5, it's a little bit harder to get this handguard on and off once the battery is inside of it, despite it being kind of a struggle to get the handguard back in once the battery is on. The battery and the handguard will stay in place, as we saw with the Titan Power. Even though I couldn't get the body pin back on, the handguard still was able to just stay on the gun. With the Elite Force LiPo battery, after a little bit of struggling, I was able to get the handguard on and the body pin on itself, and it's on there securely. Now, just because it was a bit of a struggle for me doesn't mean it'll be a struggle for you. I'm sure if this is one of your primary guns, you're gonna get really good at putting the battery in and out of the gun. Also, if you're gonna do upgrades to it, like switching this out to a rail, you'll probably be using some sort of external battery. So maybe you'll put the battery in a PEQ box or in a PTS vertical grip. Internally, the guns are top quality, as we've seen in the past with other Avalon series M4s. The trigger response is very snappy, the gearbox is well made, just all the internals mesh nicely with one another. There's no grinding or crunching or weird screeching noises coming from inside the gearbox. Everything sounds like it's put together very, very well. One huge issue that plagues a lot of older MP5s is the selector switch. The selector switch is usually the first thing to go out. It really seems like Elite Force and VFC have addressed that issue with their new series of MP5s. The clicking and the selector switch feel very solid. There's a positive click when you are switching back and forth between firing modes. This selector switch just feels very, very sturdy over past selectors from other MP5s. If you're looking for a gun with lots of customization options that's not an M4 or an AK, I highly recommend picking up one of these Elite Force MP5s. That's gonna wrap up this Power Slap Happy Edition of Straight Out of the Box. As always, this is Jet Desert Fox, and I'll see you on the field. Open fire.